Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Pokemon Breeder Ricky, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 favorite Pokemon of Generation 1. I feel even if you aren't a big Pokemon fan, that you might recognize a lot of these Pokemon because they're just like the Generation 1 Pokemon. They pretty much took over the world and you just had to sit there and take it. So without further ado, let's start this top 5 favorite Pokemon of Generation 1. Number 5. Gyarados. Let me tell you a story about a once less hairy me. For some strange reason, I used to be really into eels. You know that animal that's in the ocean that does this and sometimes shocks you? I don't know why I liked eels. Gyarados wasn't an eel, but he was like the closest thing to an eel that we had in Generation 1 because we didn't have other Pokemon. For some reason, I grew attached to this ginormous violent beast. I don't think he's my favorite anymore because I don't like him. I just like him. You know, he's like that kid in class who you had a crush on at the beginning, but then you started to notice that they were a little weird, and then you caught them picking their nose, and then you were just like, we can be friends. But just for nostalgia reasons, I felt like he deserved a spot in this list. Gyarados, you might not be my man anymore, but you were my man once, and that's all that matters. Number 4. Hitmoni. I don't think of myself as a fighter, but I felt like if I was to be a fighter, I would probably be a really good kicker. This might stem back to my X-Men days where I felt like I was Toad, and Toad generally has really good kicks and really good jumps. I remember playing Pokemon Crystal and getting that odd egg, and I hatched it, and it was a Tyro, which is a baby Pokemon that evolves to either Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, or Hitmontop. But I tried my very best to make sure that that Tyro evolved into a Hitmonlee. And when it finally did, victory! I'm not wearing any shoes. Number 3. Bulbasaur. I am horrible at these. I never understood why Bulbasaur was the least liked out of the 3 starters. I like that his bulb would like spray poison powder and sleep powder, and then he had his vine whip. I even like Bulbasaur's evolution, Ivysaur, but I dislike Venusaur because he gets severely ugly. But yes, out of the starters, I always went with Bulbasaur because he's just cute. Number 2. For the number 2 spot, we have 3 Pokemon, and they are Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. I love my evolutions. I think they all bring something to the table. I love that Vaporeon has such a high HP that taking it down is really hard. I love that Jolteon is so fast that he can just come in, zap you, and get out. And I love that Flareon can come in, Flare Blitz you, and burn your tail feather. So for this reason and many more, the Generation 1 evolutions are my number 2 favorite Pokemon. And number 1. If you've been following me, this should come as no surprise. My favorite Pokemon from Generation 1 is Meowth. What can I say? I love a good bad guy. I've always felt like Meowth was severely underestimated because he's not strong in battle, but he's very book and street smart. I think he's one of the only like non-legendary Pokemon who learned how to talk. You think that overrated yellow rat can do that? No. Meowth is one of the smartest Pokemon that I know. So yeah guys, those are my top 5 favorite Pokemon of Generation 1. Let's jump quickly into the next segment, last week's comments. You know, Melody, I have to agree with you. I do think Smoochum is very pinky and cute. We do have a handful of comments saying that Togepi was their favorite baby Pokemon. I think I can do a good Togepi. Nope, I failed. I'm sorry. I heard you like Mudkip, smiley face high. Cheryl Becker, I'm gonna ask the important question. What kind of jelly are you? Strawberry, raspberry, blackberry? Let me know. And of course, Pumpkaboo, you can be your own baby Pokemon. You just need a picture. And Paula Dean, you are bad. With that, I leave you with this week's question. Who is your favorite Generation 1 Pokemon starter? If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see me do another one like this, please leave me a like. Remember to leave your answers and comments below if you want a chance to be on next week's episode. If you've yet to see my first video on this channel, it's gonna be over there. I explained to you why I went with the Pokemon breeder name. I don't have an outro yet, so bye. Say bye, Pumpkaboo.